This video will show you how to install the Rekluse clutch basket for select Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Rekluse install videos are meant for general reference only. Please follow the installation manual supplied with your kit for the most accurate information. Pause the video here to see a list of tools needed for the job. Stand the bike up on a suitable lift or stand. Use a 5/8 wrench to remove the oil drain plug, allowing all the oil to drain into a suitable container. Before removing the shift lever, shift the bike into 5th gear to keep the clutch components from spinning when removing. Remove any items in the way of the primary cover, such as floorboards and the shift lever. Loosen all bolts around the outside of the primary cover, then remove the cover. Remove the pressure plate and the clutch pack. First, loosen the pressure plate bolts, then remove the pressure plate. Next, remove the entire clutch pack. If the Rekluse Radius X or torque drive clutch was previously installed, remove the basket sleeves. Using a 1 3/16 socket and impact driver, remove the left-hand thread center clutch nut. This will be a reversed thread nut and loosened by turning to the right. Using a T70 Torx bit and an impact driver, remove the bolt securing the compensator assembly. Remove the 2 bolts securing the primary chain tensioner, then remove the assembly. Remove the clutch assembly, compensator, and the drive chain as one assembly. Separate out the clutch assembly. Using snap ring pliers, remove the snap ring from the back of the center hub. Next, use a hydraulic press and position the clutch basket facing downward and press the inner clutch assembly out of the bearing. To remove the bearing, use snap ring pliers to remove the retaining ring at the back of the clutch basket. With the retaining ring removed, you can now press out the bearing. Place the bearing in the freezer to help with the installation later on. Next, use a center punch and hammer to divot into the center of each rivet head from the inside of the clutch basket. This will make it easier to drill out the rivets in the next step. Using the supplied drill bit with your kit, drill out the heads of the rivets. Set your drill to 300 to 400 RPM and use proper cutting fluid for the best results. After drilling out, use a chisel to remove the remaining parts of the rivet heads. You can now punch out the rivets and separate the basket from the ring gear. Clean off all debris and metal shavings from the ring gear. Next, place the Rekluse basket in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. To avoid softening the basket material, do not exceed 20 minutes. With the basket heated and the bearing cooled, the bearing should drop right into place of the basket. Next, install the included snap ring into the basket. Before securing the Rekluse basket to the ring gear, coat the supplied hardware with supplied Loctite. Place the Rekluse basket into the ring gear and install all the supplied hardware. After tightening the hardware, torque the nuts to 80 inch-pounds. Next, press the clutch assembly into the basket. To avoid any damage while pressing, use a deep socket or similar part to press the inner hub where the center hub nut clamps. Reinstall the circlip into the hub, making sure it's all the way seated. Install the complete compensator and clutch assembly onto the primary as one unit. Apply the supplied Loctite to the compensator bolt and install the bolt. Apply the supplied Loctite to the center hub nut and install the nut by turning the reversed threads to the left. Tighten down the compensator bolt and the center hub nut. Place a block of wood or clutch holding tool in between the compensator and the clutch assembly to keep them from spinning when torquing. First, torque the compensator bolt to 100 foot-pounds. Then, back off the bolt at half turn. Next, torque the bolt to 170 foot-pounds. You can now torque the left-hand thread center hub nut to 70 to 80 foot-pounds. Next, reinstall the chain guide under the drive chain. Torque the bolts to 21 to 24 foot-pounds. Now you're ready to reinstall the clutch pack. If you are installing the Rekluse Radius X or torque drive clutch, see your installation manual for installation details. Next, clean off the engine case and primary cover surfaces and then reinstall the gasket or a new gasket. Reinstall the primary cover. Torque the primary cover bolts to 84 to 108 inch-pounds. Reinstall the oil drain bolt and torque to 36 to 60 inch-pounds. Use a T27 Torx bit to remove the derby cover. Add 1 liter, or about 32 to 34 ounces, of oil to the primary case through the derby cover cavity. Use the OE recommended oil or any quality primary oil. Reinstall the derby cover. Torque the bolts to 84 inch-pounds.